Yes, sir.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Well, welcome. It is your favorite Power Team, the podcast, and we are definitely in the building. If it's your first time rocking with us, we just want to say welcome, because we already know that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be right here with us. And for those of you guys, that don't know who we are, we will like to go ahead and formally introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
And I'm your boy, Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go.
Let's go. And we do have a special guest in the building. And you are?
My name is Chascity.
And we have Chascity in the building. So if you all have not been keeping up, just to let you know, Chascity is here because we've been doing this thing, myself and Dr. Real. It's called Single and Ready to Mingle. So you know how we do. We got some juicy stuff coming up later on into the show. But before we get into that, we want to talk about some of the current stuff that's going on. And I know you guys have probably been seeing this. Your boy, Bill Cosby, is finally free. Like,
Mr. Puddin' Pop,
y'all know
free.
The Puddin' Pop guy himself, he is free. I was like, and you know what? If it was, maybe it was just me and I wasn't keeping up with it. I don't know. But it's like he came out of nowhere. I seen him getting out the back of the car, pulling up. He chunked the deuces and everything because, they had the choppers on him, letting everybody know that, he out. But to be honest with y'all, when all this stuff just happened, it's been 2.5 years, honestly, since he's been locked up. He's been really locked up through the pandemic. pretty much everything that's been going on, he's been locked up. But I'm still a little bit confused at what happened? Like, what caused them to let him out? Like, how did this happen?
Man, it's been some of those cases were out of, what's the term? I watch Law and Order, I don't know the term. But they passed their, I can't think of the word. Anyway, it was a statute of limitations, is what I'm trying to say. Statute of limitations. A lot of cases, the evidence wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So he appealed like he's supposed to do, and the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania let that man out. So
they did.
I know he happy in the mug. I know he good. He doing. I know he like, yes, sir.
I mean, but let's be real. No, go ahead, Chascity.
I was just going to say, I personally think it's just more or less of who he is, regardless of, all the allegations and, charges that he was, against him. Like, Bill Cosby was still an icon. He was known as that dad, you know what I'm saying? That TV dad that everybody kind of looked up to. And, people still kind of see him in that light. I mean, granted, I really didn't follow the story, mainly because it was just like, all you people just came out of nowhere. Y'all been eating all them pudding pops all this long. Now, all of a sudden, now we got an issue because there was a recall on pudding pops. So, what I'm saying? I just really, but I mean, to be honest with you, the man is old. You know what I'm saying? He done did his time.
Is he 93 or 83?
93.
I think I read 93, and I'm like, he walked real good to be 93. So maybe it was 83, but
I don't know.
He's definitely past.
I know that.
You
I
know,
don't even know what he is.
And here's the thing. I don't want to discredit nobody. I don't want it to come off as if like I'm not believing these ladies that, you know, put this stuff out there, but I just can't see. I mean, I felt so bad when everything happened and they took this man off to jail. And I'm just hoping that if they did this just out of spite and for money, like karma is a mug and it's definitely gonna come back around. Like it's just some stuff you don't do. Like this man have been in jail all this time. He old. I mean, he basically could be in jail at home if that's what you want. Like if you want to lock the man up, at least lock him up at home. I'm just saying, like I really felt
comfortable at the house.
Let him be comfortable at the house. It ain't like much he could do. I heard he was losing his eyesight and everything. And I can only imagine what that feel like to him because I'm going to tell you, and it look like Christmas outside at night to me if I don't wear my glasses or, you know. So imagine what he going through. I'm like, golly, y'all, let the man live. You know, but
I mean, being he free and everything, that's cool. But he still ain't making my wife no drinks. Or my daughter's.
But he ain't going to make your wife no.
Nah,
I don't even think he was making people drinks. I don't think it was drinks.
I am where there's smoke, there's fire kind of person. That's just how I think. If there's 15 people saying similar things about you, somebody ain't lying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there may be some credence to it, but I'm not making no excuses for him. I don't know, but I've had friends that have been sexual assaulted and they had a hard time going to the authorities because the way they were dressed that night or they had too much to drink. So the victim getting blamed for just being a person. That shouldn't matter about that. But with his case, I don't know. There may have been two consenting adults saying, let's pop these Preludes. This was the 70s and let's get it popping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have penis regret. Oh shit, I didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My husband might find out about it or whatever.
Right.
We've been seeing too many cases where people are that football player, that college guy, that the girl finally came forward and said he didn't do it, but he lost his whole opportunity and scholarship, and he was a guaranteed draft pick. So in my feeling, I don't want to get off topic here, but I will say this because this means a lot to me. I feel like if you do a false report on somebody and it comes out as you that is false, you should do the same time was given to them.
Yep.
Because you rob that person of their time.
Of a lot.
Period. And then you'll sit here and recant your story. Oh no, you going to jail, partner. Period.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bill Cosby, buy ABC, bro. Buy ABC before you leave here. Do that.
It's crazy. Well, shouts out to Bill Cosby. You're finally free. I mean, I don't know if you did it or you didn't do it, but I could only imagine, you know, the things that you went through this entire time that you were there. So welcome home, Bill. That's all I could tell you. One more thing I want to touch on, y'all. Let me tell you, and I want to talk about this because, you know, we're going to start talking about in the show about, you know, dating and, you know, being single or however you want to put it. I want to say that I'm saying that to say this. Now, Lala Anthony and Carmelo, I honestly know they had got back together on the slide. I didn't know that. I thought the first time when he messed up and he got the girl, did he get somebody else pregnant at that time? I don't know. But whatever happened, I thought that they were done. But apparently she just filed for divorce and he has 2 babies now on her. He had a set of twins with this girl that's across the country somewhere. And I saw Lala post this picture. Baby girl, and I don't know if she didn't have some work done or what, but she's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to even say this. It don't even matter. If a man has intentions on doing something, he's going to do it. I don't care if you Beyonce fine. I don't care if you Lala fine. It's about what that person want to do. Your body can't change that person's mindset and who that person is. But I get a lot of women, I feel that we blame ourselves that as if we did something wrong. You know, if we don't have the look or if we don't have the, you know, the that thing that guys are looking for, and they go off and have these babies, or they cheat and they do this stuff. It's not our fault. Like, we cannot control what another person is going to do. That comes with self accountability, and it just starts with self. But I did see her, she kind of popped out a little bit, like no matter what, I'm still bad, I'm beautiful, or whatever. Confidence, cool, I like that. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. If the man wants to do something, he's going to do it. So Lala Anthony got a set of twins. They're in the hospital right now, actually. I think they were, I don't know if she had them early or what happened, but they are, last I read about it, they were still in the hospital. So I just want to kind of bring that up. What's y'all's thoughts on that? Do you all see this? Like, women feel that if I get this body right, or if I do these things right, it's going to change something. It ain't. That's my 2 cents.
I think for me personally, it's wild. You know what I'm saying? Because we value so much on men's opinions. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to certain things, just because, at the end of the day, for me, my king, his opinion means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So if there's certain things that he like, of course I'm gonna cater to it. But if it's something that's, body or something, babe, you're gonna have to accept me as I am. Just like I'm gonna have to accept you as you are. Because when you get 60, 70, 80 and old and gray, guess what? I'm still gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times and I gotta wipe your butt and everything else. You wearing the pants. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all gotta realize, like, hey, you're gonna have to love me for me. And that's one of the things that I'm really, really big on. Like, get to know me for who I am, because I'm not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of people are saying in ways, not in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? But you just have your boundaries. So there's nothing wrong with it, but we do have to be confident. We do have to be firm in who we are, and we have to understand the true meaning of self-love in order for it to work.
Right. I agree. I agree.
So far as my perspective, being the only male on the panel, so if this is the same girl that you're speaking of, this is why I say when people cheat, remove the mistake out of it. Because cheating is planning. You are planning everything you're doing, period. You're not happening on the person, you're planning it. Because if this is the same girl, he actually moved this girl to Britain so she can get British citizenship, trying to hide her in a sense. You playing the hell out of that. So, I mean, it's hard for me to ever hear someone say cheating is a mistake, because you plan the hotel room you're going to meet at, you plan the time you're going to meet at, you finessing your partner to make sure you get the time away from them. That's all planning. So there's no mistake in cheating. And as far as with the self-esteem stuff, you're right. He could be knocking the bottom out of it. But if you're interested in something else, you're going to move around. You know what I'm saying? Men get the clout for cheating, but y'all ladies are slick as hell with it too. And you do it with supreme finesse. And half the time, the dude will never know unless you stumble up on it. Because our ego, like I've said many times in the show before, our egos won't let our discernment talk to us. We can know something don't feel right, but our ego like, man, she gonna, boy, you Craig. She ain't gonna do that to you. And egos. And the whole time, she's smashing. Just like my grandma always said, you can tell where a dog been because the dog gonna bring all this business home. If he been in the mud, he gonna bring mud tracks in the house. If he been in the garbage, he gonna bring the smell in the house. But a cat, you will never know where a cat be. You will never even know a cat in a room sometimes. So that's why they compare men to dogs and women to cats, because y'all smooth. Everything y'all do is smooth and calculated for the most part. But
I mean, we can be a little smooth with it. I'm not gonna deny it. We can, but that's the thing. That I think still at the end of the day with a woman, we kind of pretty much know what it is that we want. I think a lot of guys are confused, and that's why there's so many different options out there. That's why they dib and dab in so many different things, and we kind of. I'm not gonna say we're looking to cheat to make a decision, because we pretty much already know what the decision is. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking from experience. Like, I'm not confused. It's a lot of things that you could be confused about or indecisive about, but to me, certain things is a no-brainer. Like, I know what I like, I know what I want, I know what I'm gonna have, and I know what I don't want to have. So, I mean, it's just crazy. But good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. I want to keep it moving because I want to touch on everything that we have to talk about tonight. I do want to go ahead and jump into my topic, which still kind of leads up to the stuff that we're talking about, which is perfect. I want to talk about, what does baggage mean in a relationship? Like, what does that mean? And the reason why I want to ask that question is because sometimes we repeat things and say things because we hear other people say it. And I was a part of this group the other day, and they were talking about, the topic was actually the reason why people date 15 years their difference. And it was speaking about men, why men like younger women versus women their age, or women that are older. So they were talking about, the guys were talking about that the women their age or older women have too much baggage. And I was trying to figure out, and I never really understood it. What is baggage? What does that look like? What does that sound like? So let's talk about it, because some things could be just accountability and a man just taking on things being a man. But don't call it baggage because you don't want to do your part and play your role. Let's define what baggage is like. And you're the man for the plan, Dr. Real. You can help us out. Like, what does that mean? When a man say baggage, let's talk about it.
We all got baggage.
What is baggage?
Once you start dating, baggage is everything you brought from every relationship that you've ever been in to where you are present now. That's baggage. Be an issue with your mama, with your daddy, the way your first love crushed your heart, whatever the case may be, we all packing stuff as we go along. That happens, men and women. We all pack it up. The key to it and the game changer is finding someone who wants to help you unpack that baggage. That can help you understand that this don't fit you no more. You keep holding on to this dress that do not fit you no more. Let's go ahead and toss that and make you be comfortable with tossing it. Because sometimes we become addicted to that pain. That pain could be that radar to make you pick, okay, it keeps your senses sharp when you hurt. You know what I'm saying? But when you actually fall in love and get vulnerable, that sense kind of wears off some. That's why a lot of times, sometimes we get bamboozled into doing things, or because of the fact we're vulnerable now. But baggage is nothing but everything you packed up in your little suitcase as you move along through life. That's all baggage is. Some people get stuck in that baggage and they like wearing the same clothes and never want to change, and then they wonder why they can't have a successful relationship. Well, you keep putting on the same outfit every time.
So that's why I feel that it was an excuse when I was reading some of the messages in the chat, because again, Dr. Real, we're talking about them choosing a younger woman versus a woman their age or older because of baggage. And I agree with what you just said. Everybody has baggage. However, a lot of the women, they were trying to say, well, they like the younger women because they're manipulators. They can manipulate their mind. They can do this. They can do that. It's a control thing. But the fellas was like, no, actually, it's total opposite. They said the younger women, they just don't have that much baggage. But this is where it becomes unfair to me. Mr. Man, you got the baggage. So what you're saying is that because this baby over here ain't lived long enough to have no baggage, it's okay for you to come pour all your baggage out on her, and you're just looking at the fact that she ain't lived long enough to have none, or not enough baggage. She got everybody got baggage.
Have these men not talked to these 18, 19, 20, 25-year-olds that's going on nowadays? Have they not had a conversation with them?
They basically
they can't have, because they have bags like a mother sucker right now.
Well, what they said was, and I'm gonna give you all the tea because I was like really paying attention. What they said was the older women, it's not exciting because the older women don't have any options. they know that the older women are out of options, but they said the thrill and the chase comes from the younger women. They have more options. They know at any given so it kind of keeps them on their toes, I guess is what they're saying. They're saying pretty much, y'all 40 or older or whatever, you ain't got no options anyway. You're going to get what you're going to get, and that's what that is. But them younger ones, they can either pick and choose, same age, whatever. So for some reason, it's a thrill. They said it was a thrill to them. And they said that they can't control them. It's not a manipulating thing, and it's not a controlling thing because they don't actually listen. So have you ever heard that saying of she's crazy and she's toxic and it's a turn on to some men? That's kind of like what I was getting out of the group. Like they're turned on by it. I don't know if it's an attention thing that they're lacking or insecurities, but that's pretty much what they were saying. They're like, yeah, they was like, it's, you can't control them. They're more spontaneous. They were going in, but they said younger girls don't have all that baggage, and the older women bring baggage to the relationship, meaning they're still upset about the guys that have done them wrong in the past. And you have to tear down all these walls. And they said no one has time for that. They'd rather go ahead and get a young girl that don't have any baggage at all and be happy and have a good time over there. So that's where I started thinking, Dr. Real, are you lazy? Are you not wanting to do your man roles? Like, are you not wanting to? Is it too hard? Like, what is it about?
But this story is as old as time. Men have always chased younger women. That's not a news flash. They've been doing that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a thrill. If you 45 or 50 as a man, you're gonna start, man, looking like your glory days are well behind you. You know what I'm saying? So for some, especially the single silver foxes out there that way want to try to chase a 25-year-old, that's making them feel good. That's an ego booster for that man. Right. He can still pull somebody that age. But
somebody said that.
We're here to say, for them to see and say young women don't have baggage. Crap. Yes, they do. I just said it starts with your mother and your father. That's your first baggage. Your little overnight bag going to grandma, that's your first bag you bringing into your life. Is your relationship with your family first. That's going to bring baggage already. That's why you think they say lost triplets have daddy issues. It started from the father or the mother. Right. So yeah, we're going to chase it just like women. Y'all, you know what I'm saying, according to science, y'all sex drive kick in at 30s and 40s. Y'all is drip box wet, ready to go all the time.
See, that's what the men that they don't even know that.
We peak at 21, so y'all in y'all 40s, y'all gonna want a younger man because he's gonna be able to keep up with you. Because some of us has transitioned to him and Viagra and Cefala and everything else the hell they got there for us to get right. Just keep them 100. So that's why we chase those young women for vitality. We want to feel younger. That's why we chase the younger women. But a lot of times you chase a younger woman, but you ain't got the engine to push that Ferrari trying to get in. Your ass is a Hyundai now. And I'm talking about the Rodney King version of Hyundai. You ain't the new Hyundai. You the 89 Hyundai that couldn't top 45 miles an hour without shaking. Let's keep it 100. fellas, I'm 100. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all about nothing. Let's be honest about us as men. That's why we fall apart.
Right. We're just trying to hear it from a man. DeMarcus Day says, "Wait, what?"
I'm gonna tell you the truth. No ego, no male bravado. I'm gonna tell you 100 how it really is. A lot of guys be lying.
They be lying.
They be lying. Front. I ain't do that. Not me.
We appreciate you for keeping it real, Dr.
Straight up.
Keeping it real. But that's all we saying. Because it can go so many different ways, y'all. That group that I was in the other day, when I tell you, he had over 230 something comments. Like everybody was going in because, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. We got to have these conversations sometimes. We got to talk because sometimes, like I say, people say things and they just heard somebody else say it. So, when you're telling a lady that you got too much baggage or you got this going on, break down to that woman what it is. Like, what is that? And then that lady will have an understanding of, so you don't feel like, okay, cool. Because that's really what it's all about. That's what I heard all day the other day. It's more like, okay, this young baby over here, she ain't got no baggage. I'm gonna go over here and talk to her. Ruin that baby. Like, you need to try to figure you need to be with somebody that can recognize the signs of a heart attack. Like, them babies can't recognize that. They think you over there playing. You thinking it's cute, but you go to keep living, and she over there looking at you like, get up, and you looking like, I'm hurt. Get you somebody that can recognize the signs of you having a heart attack. Baby.
Exactly.
Right. And he gonna be like, how he die on top of me?
Thank you.
But like, here's my thing, and that's why I'm glad I'm married at the age I'm at. If I was out there right now, the sex might be great, but eventually y'all gotta start having conversations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're 30 and I'm about to be 49. Our conversations are going to be a little different. I don't want to age you to match me, if you feel what I'm saying. I don't want to make you older than what you are. You need to live your life, because I already been 30 before. So I've had opportunity to live that. You haven't. So why am I trying to lock you down and absorb your youth like I'm some kind of celebrity trying to get my face right? Not going to do that.
Growth. That's some real man accountability right there, Dr. Real. And a lot of people don't got it, because what you said, that is so true. And that's what it is right now. Right now, it's about being spontaneous. It's about having fun. It's about getting out, laughing, and doing stuff. But you got to have a conversation with that person at the end of the day. Like, the intellectual side got to kick in. Like, we got to understand. We got to be able to communicate. It ain't nothing like sitting down at home with somebody and you looking at them and you don't know what they talking about and they don't know what you're talking about because of the maturity level.
If you got to Google every damn thing I say to understand a reference, we can't be together.
We can't.
We can't be together. You
got a whole dictionary trying to figure it out.
Yes. They over there asking Alexa what you say.
Right.
You know,
and trying to YouTube the video.
YouTube in the video. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, you know, like I said, ladies.
Just to add
go ahead, Chascity.
I just want to add my 2 cents. So for me, I typically like to date older. Partially it had to do, like Dr. Real said, it had to do with a lot of just daddy issues, you know what I'm saying, looking for the dominant role in my life, and things of that nature. But then I realized all fools gonna be a fool, no matter how old they are. A fool is gonna be a fool, and you have to realize that and have discernment, because a lot of men that I've dated that were older, they still were stuck in their ways, or they just felt like, you know what I'm saying, you're young, you still vibrant, you can do this, that, and the third. But then it's like, you want to clock me, and it's like, nah, we're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, as also as a single mother, a lot of things that I look for as in a partner, is, somebody who's going to be a role model for my boys. I have 2 boys. So, you know what I'm saying? That's something for me that's very important as well. And making sure that his mindset is, of one of sound mind, you know what I'm saying? And not to mention, when it comes to the dialogue, communication is key. Like, we have to be able to have dialogue about everything from the sun rising to the moon falling. We have to be able to communicate and discuss everything and anything there is, especially those uncomfortable situations. And I feel like in our day and time that people get so, well, you just got to accept me for who I am, without, you know what I'm saying? And they have those boundaries and those walls where they don't want to learn how to have dialogue, because they have already built this boundary of, you just don't have to accept me for who I am. And that's not fair. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to the other party. And I just hope that a lot of people, grow and understand that in life, you have to be able to have a great vocabulary. You have to be able to go into different rooms and different settings and be able to, you know, converse with people on different levels, you know, and that will get you far. Seriously, it will get you far in life.
It will. So yes, guys, thank y'all so much for chiming into that. I want to keep it moving. We got a lot to unpack tonight, but you know, really, really good stuff. So for you guys that are just tuning in, again, welcome, welcome, and welcome. We have Chascity here. Now, Chascity, we were in this group, and I'm gonna tell y'all, because I think and I said this on the last show, I'm gonna tell the fellas, you have, I think it's fair for you guys to know that you are considered to be, they say the guys in Texas are, it's like trash. Did they say trash in that group? They were like, they with the guys out here, they're trash, they're standoffish, and I'm always intrigued by that, right? Because I'm like, I always wonder, like, well, where are they from, and what is that? What is it like what are the guys like out there? Because man, when they come in, they come hard. They're like, oh my God, let me tell you about this date I had. Let me tell you, and I'm like all ears, and I'm like, damn, like y'all really out here like looking like trash, fellas, and you know. I can kind of see it because what I'm saying is that I saw that word you used too in that group, Dr. Real, the other day. They was talking about what you say when the guys are the good guys. They call them it's a word you use, Dr. Real. They call them. They say, oh yeah, he's a simp, or what is it, simp? Simp. You're on mute, Dr. Real.
Yes, it was simp.
Yes. So I don't know if the guys are afraid to be called simps out here or whatever the case may be, but the ladies are. They got a valid point because like right now, it's some guys out here right now probably wanting to say something, but they don't want nobody to see them saying something. All this is over. It's some guys out here afraid because they're afraid of what the other guy's gonna say. So we're not gonna let that do anything to what we have going on because we wanna wean them out the way anyway. You know, real men don't care about what other men talk about. Did y'all hear me? In the back, real men don't care what other men are talking about. So, hello, somebody. But
Chascity,
yes. The group. Am I lying? Like, is it a difference?
No.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Break that down to us. Let us know, like, where are you from? The difference in the dating. What have you encountered here in Dallas? And let's go ahead and put the business out there.
Okay, so I mean, so here's the thing. My story is actually a little bit different though, because I've literally only been in Dallas a week Sunday. And I actually haven't been able to, you know, just really get out and, you know, date and things of that nature. But I did go, I will say I went to a sports bar, and I just feel like a lot of guys will not approach you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they don't have, it's not like how it was back in the day when a guy, hey girl, hey. A lot of guys will, you know, come in and, you know, they'll just say, hey, you know, how you doing? Or, you know, or can I buy you a drink or whatever? It don't even necessarily have to be a can I buy you a drink, but, you know, just to even just have dialogue again. And that goes back to, you know, that confidence. And I think that a lot of the dating issue it's just that a lot of guys, they just will not like, they just don't approach me. I think that's one of my main issues. I know I'm not an ugly girl, so I don't know. But I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised, and I
Memphis
just
10.
Yes, 901, baby. So but but I've actually lived in Clearwater, Florida for the past 5 years. And so even my dating experience in Florida was horrible. Like, just the whole dating apps and like going out. Like, first of all, black men do not approach black women at all. And I don't know what that's about or what kind of committee y'all done went to and decided amongst yourselves that y'all are not coming up to the queens and saying what's up. But y'all get that together.
But they all in that inbox. But I'm gonna tell you what that's about though. They won't come to the queen and say what's up. But if you go check that inbox, they all up in that thing.
Nah, mine's
They'll
dry.
come behind the scene. Wait,
mine's
your
real
inbox
dry.
Wait a minute. Now that's oh wow. Ooh. dang, girl. Well, the inbox usually shouldn't be dry. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Usually the inbox is wet. Now,
no,
okay.
not mine. I don't know. So I don't know if like I've heard that sometimes I can be intimidating, from a lot of guys that, I have like an intimidating presence. And it's only because, which, I've heard, other women say in your podcast, like, when you know what you want, and I feel like that doesn't necessarily have to, be generalized to women, but I feel like anybody, when you truly know what you want and you have boundaries and you have set a standard for yourself, there's no reason why I should go outside of that. Because guess what? You shouldn't go outside of that. Be yourself, be who you are genuinely and truly, wholeheartedly, and everything else will flourish. But a lot of times I feel like a lot of people they have to do a heart check. And when I say that, I mean that if your heart's not in the right place and mentally you're not in the right place to truly date somebody with intentions, and not to mention just be in a space where you want to be open. And I feel like a lot of times, men and women, because I don't want to generalize it just to one sex or whatever, but I feel like a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to check our heart to see what our heart posture is. Because if your heart ain't right, guess what? Nothing else that you do will be.
Wow. This is deep.
I just think it's the climate of society right now. As far as that Me Too movement was a very powerful movement. And the social media, the way they blew it up and the attack on, it wasn't just those type of men, it was attack to me on all men.
Right.
All men are creepy. If we look at you too hard, they make you uncomfortable. We might approach you and it's not the right time. So I really don't think men know how to approach women anymore because of what's been dictated on social media. We don't know how to read the vibes no more because we may be reading one thing and you got a whole other book open. We're on the wrong book and we don't realize it. And then it can become a thing. And then you have these super feminists out here that, we don't need, if you want to talk to you, we'll talk to you. And like, okay, what the hell we supposed to do then? We really don't know what to do with that. So, and with the society has it to where, we want the equality to where, well, some men thinking, hell, if we're equal, if she want to talk to me, then she can bring her ass over here like I can come to her. Right. That's the modern way. But we still stuck on the traditional way. That's why I say we want one thing and want to do the other. You cannot sit here and dictate traditional society mindset in a modern world because it's not going to work. You cannot be a modern woman still trying to do traditional ties because something's going to conflict. It's not going to work. So we have to be free. If you see something you want, just like if you see that Versace purse you want to buy, you're going to go and create that credit card out and go get it. If you see a young man that you're interested in, I promise you, there's not a problem. Because when I was stationed in Virginia in the 90s, I was spoiled because women there are aggressive as hell. So they see you, they come and holler, period. You ain't got to worry about, I don't know if she like me or not. They will come tell you. So now I moved to Texas and I'm thinking I got spoiled. So I'm used to that approach. And that wasn't happening. And I said, okay, dude, you got to remember now you're back in the South. They ain't gonna come to you because they probably wasn't raised that way. So you got to revert. I'm from North Carolina. You got to revert back to your Southern gentleman ways and get back to introducing yourself. But then that was early 90s, mid 90s, 2000. It's 2021. Yeah. Post pandemic.
It's totally different. Yeah.
Rules have changed now.
Right.
Rules have changed.
Absolutely. So Chascity, what is it that you're looking for? Like, what is it that? Because I asked the other lady this as well because she's like right now she just want to be friends because I guess people crazy out here, but you're a perfect guy, you're a perfect mate or person that you would like to have this an encounter with. What is it that you're looking for? Like what's your type?
So I mean, obviously he doesn't have to be perfect, but if anything, I just want him to be truly in tune with who he is, truly
Mhm.
understanding, his goals, his dreams, and making sure that he understands that, we're gonna make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as for myself. And I do understand what Dr. Real was, just saying about how, in the modern day times we can't have that traditional mindset. And for me, I know that's something that I am also still working on. Just because I know that there are a lot of traditional things that I would love. I would love to have the the guy who, is a great provider, but in this day and time, people, y'all want roommates. Y'all want to go
Yes.
50-50. Y'all want to go 50-50 on the bills. For me in my household, like I just look at it like how, and this is my traditional mindset. Again, I'm trying to work out of it. My grandmother, she was at home, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? My grandfather did everything, you know what I'm saying? But she always made sure that the house was taken care of. Not to say that I want to be a housewife or anything like that, but I'm just saying just the role of that, of making sure that my husband is a provider, that he understands the role of a father, that he understands the role of any other title that he may hold, that is special. You know what I'm saying? And it's valued. And I think that a lot of times that's where the society has, kind of went wrong, because we don't understand the value of the Black man. We don't understand the value of their role. And that's one of the things that I truly, pride myself on, is understanding the foundation of family, the foundation of the strength of the family, exactly what it takes to be able to be, a family of truth and love and acceptance and understanding. And I think for me, that's just been very hard to find, or not even so much as find, but that's just been very hard to come across. And just having somebody who can have a decent conversation, and it doesn't
Yeah.
always involve sex.
Yeah.
That's the thing for me, because like everything shouldn't always be a sexual conversation. Everything shouldn't always have to end up in, what I'm saying, oh, well, can I come to your house? So you don't even know my middle name. Why would you want to come to my house? You don't know if I'm clean or dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does it always have to end in that? Versus, what I'm saying, understanding who I am as a person, what I'm saying, understanding my dreams and goals, and who, what it is that I want for us. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question.
You did. You really, really did. And I think that fellas, us, and I think that is the thing. We know what it is that we want. And I think maybe that's the intimidating part, because sometimes I guess people want to imagine you being flexible, or being able to be what they want you to be, or whatever it is that they're used to. But you heard it for yourself, fellas. Chascity has put the information out there. We're going to dab back into it a little bit before we end tonight. And again, the purpose of this is we want some guys to come on here too, because just like how she's saying, the guys are not, they are, I don't know, y'all are standoffish. You don't even want to come and talk about what you are experiencing. Guys are just not very vocal anymore. It's just,
Right.
it's kind of sad, to be honest with you. We want some guys to come on. We're trying to do this thing and communicate, connect. We're going to have, if we do make a connection, of course, we want both people to come back and share the experience. But we're going to be doing this for a couple of weeks, because I think it's important. I think it's important for us to talk about. But let's go ahead and jump into our next topic, and we'll jump back over to that subject in a second. Dr. Real, what do you have for us tonight?
We're going to talk about is taking a break healthy or not in the relationship.
Oh, I got an answer for that.
When you're taking a break,
can I go
right?
for my drink again? Because baby,
when you're taking a break in a
that's
relationship,
what I'm saying.
You're supposed to take, if you're taking a break in a relationship, you should take that break to do a lot of self-examination. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of it. That's what it's supposed to be. You're taking a break with the intention of getting back together. Now, a break should not be let me get my smash on session till I got all that out of my system, and now I want the concrete back. So I went ahead and played in the mud. So now I want to go get back with my solid. That's not what a break. That's not what a break is. A break again is for you to do a healthy self-examination of yourself. This, you know what I'm saying, to see what your role is in the dysfunction of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Start looking, hey, are we really compatible? You know, not try to holler at girl you met at the club the other night. Now you want to go ahead and be free to do your thing. And then, like I said, go back home when you're done. That's not what a break is for. But a lot of people use it as that. There's a lot of break babies coming back to relationships where the woman like, well,
twins too. Come on, Carmelo. Sorry.
No, who did Harpo?
Carmelo
who this baby? What happened? Like, you know, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union had that issue. You know, they had a break baby. You know, again, so if you're worrying about other people during your break, then obviously you got one foot out the door and one foot in the relationship. You're just trying to like put your tippy toe in the water to see how hot it is out there for you. Let's be honest. If you're using a break for anything other than trying to figure out what your role is in the dysfunction, because a lot of times we blame just the other person. They're doing everything wrong and we ain't doing nothing. Which we know that's cap, because you're doing something, obviously, because we're all doing something, right?
Right.
So you going on a break can jeopardize the trust and the communication relationship if you do not communicate the ways you want to handle the break. Because again, it goes into what your purpose for the break is in the other person's mind. So y'all already had a conversation. Is it okay if you see other people? Like, is that okay? I know y'all pretty much separated, but y'all need to have a conversation if the goal again is to get back together. Can we see other people? Can we sleep with other people? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Is this a true break, or are we breaking up to see if we good to get back together? What are we doing? And establish those guidelines. A lot of times, my dogs, my boys, we might not understand that break the way the females do, and vice versa. You know, don't get me wrong. Some women take that break and do their thing too. But it can be the beginning of the end if you don't plan it right. So for me, right. The answer to the question is healthy if the intentions are healthy, because you are what you consume. So if your intentions are unhealthy, then your reasons for that break are going to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
So if you're truly on a break, the one thing you need to do is limit the communication with that person you want to break with. You don't need to be talking every day. Yeah, because you're talking every day. Are you still in a relationship if y'all talking every single day? Oh. How can you understand you if I'm still talking to the person that may be causing conflict in my head and heart? That's not going to help me with clarity. I'm not saying don't ever talk to them, but every day you can't. You're on a break. Yes, your relationship is still there, but just like when you go at work, right? You take a break. Do you still work, or are you on break? Come on, black people. Now, you know, we break, so we be on break. Stop it. we take our 15, 20. You know how we do. We take our 15, 20, but we don't do any work, because in most jobs, that's illegal if you work while on break. So your goal is to work on you. Catch me, you dating, and you on a break. I'm calling you every day. How are we breaking? You haven't had time to even look at yourself, because we talking every day. You don't even miss me yet. We're talking every day. Establish that also your guidelines. Yes, ma'am.
So
go ahead.
Maybe I'm just confused about the whole dynamics, because maybe what is this break? What is the demographics of the break? Are we in a committed relationship?
Do we live together?
Married? Are we living together?
If you're on a break, I'm just putting this in any stage of where you are. If you're on a break from one another, it don't matter if you're in a committed relationship. You might have different rules if we just kicking it, but we just kicking it. We don't have no reason to be on break. We just kicking it. We don't have anything established. This is more for the established relationship that's trying to go further. Or even there are people that are married that take breaks, which I think is ridiculous. But I'm more talking about you're in the committed relationship role. We may not be living together. You may not be living together. I don't know that part of it.
But you're committed. Okay.
But you're in the commitment. What other reason we take a break for? We just kicking it. We just kicking it. We ain't even do no damn break. Because obviously we.
But that's how I feel about. But that's how I feel about a committed relationship. What we taking a break from? If we trying to prolong and move forward to possibly have marriage, what are we breaking from? Because the only break that I ever see is death do us part. I mean, that's just me. And I mean, and even in that, in marriage, you gonna have your room. I have my room if we need be, and you go in there, you go have a timeout, and you come out. I have a timeout, and guess what? We still gonna have dialogue. But this break,
right?
Who came up with this? That's what I want to know, Dr. Rhea. So since when did we start having breaks?
They doing them around here in these streets.
Some couples,
they do breaks.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Why? Please tell me the benefits, please.
Okay. So we're gonna put this in the committed relationship aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're thinking about making that move to marriage.
Thank you, DeMarcus.
But marriage will do when it started, bro. You look around. Come on now. So you're trying to decide if you want to be married, right? Y'all know y'all been having issues. The relationship kind of rocky, and you trying to figure out can we piece this together and make this work? That's when a break will be beneficial, because once you jump that line and get married, you just can't say I don't love you no more. I want to break up. It's some shit involved now. So taking that break to make sure this is where you want to go, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But again, if your breaks, what is your intention for it though? Again, some people use that break to go test the waters to see if they still got it. No.
Right.
If that's what you're doing, keep it moving. Because that's not a break. Well, you can break up. Because you're not party, you ain't there already anyway. Your mind might be there, but your body at Sissy house. Nah. That's what I'm talking about. And yes, DeMarcus, married folks do take breaks. Believe me.
I vote that we just take the whole break situation out the equation because it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, and that's fine. It doesn't make sense. That's why it doesn't work for everybody.
Right. I'm not the break type person.
What are we really breaking from? You know what I'm saying? Are we breaking from
each other?
The relationship? If that's the case, then
that's what it is.
We're broken up.
That's what a break is. A break is.
That's what a break is. A breakup.
I need to figure out what's going on.
Thank you. It's a breakup. That means we ain't together. We don't have no ties.
A definition of a break is working to get back together. A breakup is you're broken up and ain't no coming back from that. Y'all done. That's the difference. Now, is this a one size fit all? No. Because some relationships, some people are just forced out and the inevitable. They already know this is over. They're just trying to hold on to you for as long as they can. So they're stalling.
Right.
Some people, everybody can't walk in a relationship and say it's over. There's some people that need you to break up with them so they can be the victim. So I can blame you for everything.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's true.
It's your fault. This blah 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 blah. But they don't have the stones to tell you that they're already mentally removed themselves from the relationship already. And once your mental's gone, the rest is gone right behind it. As the pimp says, screw the mind and the body will follow. So if the mind gone, the rest of you going to follow suit. The last thing to leave will be your heart. And the heart is what brings the baggage along. Just tie that all up in a nice little bow.
Yeah. My little 2 cents, Dr. Real, I don't believe in breaks because, again, to me, it's that whole indecisive stuff. I'm indecisive about certain things, but relationships and things like that is not one. If I take a break from you, just know that I ain't coming back. And I'm being 100 right now. Like anybody that you've been attention right now, just know that I don't want to take a break because I feel that in order for us to fix whatever it is that we have going on, we have to communicate that thing out. We have to know what caused us to get here, and being apart is not going to help us figure that out. It's going to throw some other monkeys in the ranch. Or the whatever they call it, whatever they be saying. It's going to cause issues. So for me, If I say I want to take a break, that means that I no longer want to be with you. And if you ever tell me that you want to take a break, I'm going to interpret that as you no longer want to be with me, and we're going to take a break up. I don't do breaks because I don't know the point. I don't do breaks. So for me, it's a no. Sorry.
I've done it, and if I've done it before, and it worked for me in one case, and in one case it didn't. So once again, it's not a one size fit all type of situation. It's not spandex. It is what it is. If it works for you, it does. If it doesn't, it don't. Just plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I think when a person say they want to break, no matter how you try to break that down, to me, that means you want to go be free to go do something else and have permission to do so without being held accountable for it. So you can go and break, and you lunch, break, and don't come back because I don't do breaks. That's just really what I feel. Now it can work in some people's favor. I just don't think it'll work, for the most part. Dang, y'all, we talk too much. It's 8:59. I know you got some words for us, Dr. Real, that you always leave us with. Could you share those with us?
Sure. A person that displays no compassion will always want your understanding. That's one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Secondly, is some people are addicted to painful memories because it's easier to hold on to pain than it is to release it in forgiveness. Once you no longer have that crutch of hurt to lean on, you have to stand up on your own. So if your parents were not the best, if your life is not great and you blame it on yesterday, if you're still holding the hand of a person that has moved on, come to terms with it and move on. Second by second, minute by minute, time will continue to move, even if you choose to remain still. So in the fourth shadow of Independence Day, seek your independence. Don't celebrate it. Seek your independence. Break them chains and unpack that suitcase.
Right.
I know that's right.
Everybody do back lady. Check it out.
Really, really quick, Chascity. If someone wanted to get in touch with us, can you tell them where to meet you, not meet you, how to contact you, in reference of you being on the Single and Ready to Mingle? How could they find Chascity?
So I am on social media platforms. You can find me on Facebook. My first name. There's not going to be too many Chastities with us. SCITY on Facebook, and also on Instagram. My business page. I'm a licensed esthetician. And so Mahogany Aesthetics. You can also, ladies, reach out to me. Trying to build my brand.
Hey. Y'all heard what she said. So there you go. There you have it. It's been a great show. And we want to thank y'all so much for rocking with us and tune into our other shows. Again, we have the Mompreneur Podcast on Thursdays. We have Credit Prepared by Dimitri on Thursdays. We have us, the Power Team, here on Wednesdays. And we have Buying and Selling with Bree on Mondays. But y'all know what we always say. We ain't got to go home, but we definitely got to get the hell up out of here. But this has been a really, really, really good show. And you guys, just want y'all to have a good night. Peace.